Welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. And for those of you that are new to this channel, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this big hat on my head, I got skin cancer. Had some took off last year, and the doctor says I'm pretty prone to have it. So, got to protect the moneymaker right there. That's why I'm wearing this big hat during the summertime. That cancer surgery was not fun. Hopefully, I never have to go through that again. So the first thing we're going to do today, friends, is finish up this tile or culvert, whatever you want to call it. Some people call it tiles, some people call it culverts, really don't matter. Got some good water flow coming out of it. We had a little bit of rain yesterday, so everything's looking good. I do need to bring some rock down here. We just got back from the quarry. I got some 2-inch rock that we're going to pat down on top of this creek mud, and hopefully that will be enough to get rid of these tire tracks right here and make this a little bit better. I need to build this up about 6 more inches for a 12-inch pipe. So I did a little research, and for a 12-inch culvert, the guys on the construction forum say for a 12-inch culvert, at least 6 inches of rock and the rest of it fill. So we're gonna put 6 inches of rock on there. I got 2-inch rock, and if you're curious what I paid for it today, $32 a ton. Used to be about $22 a few years ago. Why don't things ever go backwards in price? They always go up, it seems. Maybe we can try to fix that one day. You guys hang in there. Got a really nice walnut up around the mill we're gonna work on next. I about forgot the most important thing I need today, guys. Hot coffee. I've also got to take the grapple off this tractor and put the bucket on. The grapple wouldn't do good with rocks, guys. Y'all make fun of me if I done that. Put in the old earbuds because while I'm driving this tractor around, I listen to audiobooks. I listen to as many books as I can every month. I think I'm up to about 1 book every 4 days right now. It's a good habit to have, guys. A real good habit. Get low on diesel, my goodness. You think I'd be better prepared for this? All right, guys, I think that out there is more than good enough for a culvert over the pasture back here. I'll probably come down here tonight, or maybe this evening when the sun goes down, with the larger rock that's called riprap, and kind of dress up the tile on this side, and on that side make it look a little bit better. And that will also prevent some erosion as well. I pack them in on both sides. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good. I'll tell you what, guys, it is 4 o'clock and it's almost 90 degrees here. Pretty hot for this time of year. I'm gonna run up to the house and get the grill going because I think we're having some ribeyes tonight for dinner. And after I eat, we'll go up to the sawmill and open up a nice big walnut. You guys hang in there. All right, guys, black walnut on the sawmill, my favorite species to saw. This one looks longer than 8.5. It is, it's almost 9 foot. So we got a good length right here. And I already checked the diameter off camera. Operator side 24 inches down here, it's 19 inches. So we got a 5-inch taper. So once we cut the sawmill on, I'll turn the laser on and I'll check my taper. I'll probably use the toe board down here to bring it up. We're going to grade saw this at 5 quarter, which is 1.25 inches on the thickness. Some guys like 4 quarter when they grade saw and they saw 1 1/8 inches. I like 5 quarter because some of my customers like a true 1 inch on the thickness after it's dried and ran through a planer. But after we turn the sawmill on, I can use that laser to check the taper and we'll take it out down here. And guys, if you're running a sawmill out there and you're in a shelter like I am, that laser is very nice to have, especially for checking the taper and logs. Real fast here, friends, on the sawmill, we got a Joe Maine Silver Tip Turbo 7. Those blades are actually made by Wood-Mizer, but Joe Maine actually has them built at his shop down in South Georgia. And they do a fantastic job right there. But that's a really good blade, friends. It's my go-to, made by Wood-Mizer, but built by Joe Maine at ICT Blades down in Georgia. Hopefully that's not confusing. Some people have been asking me about that. This right here, friends, is a really nice log. The only way it would be better is if there was no taper and a little bit less sapwood. But other than that, really nice walnut log. It would be a veneer log if it had less taper and no sapwood, or limited sapwood rather. Every tree has sapwood, so. All right, guys, let's open it up and see what it looks like. This should be a good one right here. friends, here's where we're at. The reason I had to stop sawing was because my camera got too hot, had to change the battery. That's the way it goes sometimes. So we got this squared up, and I didn't go real heavy on the slab cuts like I said I would earlier. I couldn't really see the end grain right here because this log is a little weathered. So I didn't go down real deep, but after the first board, we'll probably get rid of a lot of this sapwood. So when I grade saw, I like to come down through here and get my best boards just under the sapwood on each face. So I'll probably get about 2 or 3 boards right here, flip it over 180, do the same thing, then work off the sides until we get to the middle, which is the pith right there. In my opinion, that's the best way to grade saw because your best lumber is going to be between the main heartwood right here and the sapwood in this section right here. That's the best lumber that you would get out of a log like this as far as woodworkers are concerned for high-end cabinetry and table building, whatever you want to do with this stuff. These will look really nice right here. Let's see what's inside of it.
The pregnant skyline of America was set in place one brick at a time. Now that represents a lot of calluses.
All right, guys, I don't know if the video picked this up or not, but check out the stress in that board right there. Now that's really close to the pith. The pith is right there at the bottom, and this is the juvenile core right here around the pith. So there's a lot of reaction wood in this area, but I wasn't anticipating seeing that stress build up right there. It was only in this board right here. Once I got past it, These nets too were just fine, but check that out. You can see how it springboards right there, all the way down the length. And it kind of behaves itself in the middle, and it does the same thing down there on the other end. We got a pretty good amount of lumber out of that log. I'll try to figure it up sometime later and put the board footage right here. But not too bad, a decent log right there. Those will make some woodworkers really happy here probably late summer. I'll air dry these for a few months, get them down to less than 20%. Then they'll go in the kiln for about 2 weeks, and that's all that it will usually take on boards like this. That was a nice log. Pretty heavy on the sapwood, but other than that, it was a nice log. What, guys, I need to clean up my slab pile back here. My goodness. What a mess. Part of it, though. Guys, that board I just showed you was kind of heavy on the sapwood. Here I was today talking about getting the sapwood off my lumber because the woodworkers don't like it. Well, off camera, I'll probably put those back on the sawmill and edge off the sapwood to get rid of it. And those will end up being about maybe 13 inches wide. They're 15 right now. There's about an inch of sapwood, so 13 inches wide. That's premium walnut right there, friends. So it's over 12 inches on the width. It's nice and clear, and once that's kiln dried, that will bring a pretty penny right there at my sawmill. Logs like that will make you a lot of money if you're in this business, guys. They're expensive, but lumber like that really pays off if you have a kiln. If you don't have a kiln, you can still make that money out of it. Just find a kiln to take it to. Don't sell it green or don't sell it air dried. Sell it kiln dried because the money is so much better when it's kiln dried. And if you guys want to know how much I paid for that log and how much all this stuff is costing me and how much money I'm making, you got to join my Patreon page for that because I don't put that stuff on YouTube. There's a link down below to Patreon. You can pay $5 a month or $60 a year, and I put all that information on Patreon. And there's also a big announcement coming on Patreon that you guys on YouTube will find out probably midsummer. Maybe about July you guys will hear about it, but the people on Patreon are going to hear about it before you guys do. And that's a little incentive to be on Patreon. You get to see the videos with no ads, and you also find out about stuff behind the scenes before anybody else. So that's my pitch on Patreon. I won't talk about it no more today, but maybe in the next video. I was back here looking at my logs, and I just found a walnut that I forgot I had. I know you guys have heard me say that about 1,000 times. And check out the crotch on it right there at the top. Need to put that on the sawmill maybe tomorrow and get that on stickers. That's too valuable to leave on the ground and let rot. That should be a good one right there. All right, so it's about 7:30, and I thought about going down here and taking some of this riprap to the culvert and dressing up that pipe. Before we do that, Bruno's out here. You guys know what that means. It's time for a tracker ride. You guys hang in there. Bruno, what are you doing with that chicken?
She's walking around. She might want to. She just wants to.
That's the nicest one we have right there. You can pet that one sometimes. So,
She's in the dirt.
what time is it?
I'm not sure.
It's recording.
Maybe like 6 or 7 something.
I'm gonna try this again. What time is it? Time to ride.
Tracker.
That's right. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go. I got us a new hard top for the tracker. It did have a soft top on it, and that worked okay, but the cats would get up there and lay on it all the time. It started breaking down, so this is the aftermarket. It works pretty good. It's just 2 pieces of plastic, but it does serve a purpose. Keeps the rain off of you, and more importantly, the sun. I forgot to put your seat up there. Let me get it for you.